Okay, welcome those joining just right now. If you can all see me and hear me well, we are going to get started with the class. My name is Josema. I'm Customer Success Manager at Customily, and together with Morena, we will be hosting this presentation and showing you the basics of the app. You'll be able to ask questions along the way, and we'll be answering them on the chat or at the end of the presentation. Remember that this live session is being recorded loaded to our YouTube channel, along with all past live sessions. You can watch each episode again and also find the assets in the description so you can replicate the products you see on the videos. If you're joining us for the first time, you'll probably wonder what is Customily? And for that, let me share my screen. Customily is an app that installs on your e-commerce store and provides your shoppers with live previews of personalizable products. With Customily, your shoppers will be able to interact with options by typing texts, selecting fonts, colors, images, and even locations, as well as uploading their own pictures. Each interaction will show them live how the personalization will look on the finished product, enhancing the shopping experience and increasing your conversion rate. We have an example here of a product that is using Customity, and you can actually type your pet name. Right now, well, we have pet name to begin with, but we can type something like this and see live how it's going to change and how it's going to look on the finished product. This preview will give your customers a fair idea of what things are going to be created later. Now, the way this works, and let me just type something else. For example, right, think about pets. Now, the way this works is that Customily will load a template and an option set in the front end of your store for each product. Within the app, you will have many tools to create these templates and options. But that's not all. Apart from the live preview, Customily will take the personalization information from the orders you receive and create a printing file that's ready for you to take to whatever service, machine, or company you use to fulfill your products. So imagine how much time our tool is saving you. If you think back to the way you used to offer personalized products, how you had to collect the shopper's data, create proofs, wait for feedback, make corrections, and much more. All that time and effort has been reduced and automated with Customity's live preview and production files to make your work faster and easier. So, now that we know that Customily is a great tool for your online store and that it will help you optimize the shopping experience of your visitors, we can start learning about the app itself. It's important that you approach it with some clear concepts about your business. I highly recommend you ask yourself some questions before starting. The first one is about the current status of your store. Will I be creating new products, either for an empty new store or for a new collection in an existing store? Or will I be selling my existing products and turning them customizable? If you're working with existing products, you will use what we call Customily 1.0. With this, you will be creating templates from scratch and then linking them to your existing products, all from the app itself. The options that your shoppers will use will be created automatically, so you don't need to worry about having to code anything. Now, this direct way of using Customily is available for all e-commerce platforms that we integrate with, and you can see them on the slide, as well as any custom coded store. Now, if you will be creating new products, more questions will pop up. Am I doing my own fulfillment, for example, with my own workshop or a local company? Or am I fulfilling with a known print on demand supplier? And then, do I have my own designs that will be personalized? or will I be using pre-made designs from Customily? These two questions will be the entry point to use what we call Customily 2.0. This is our latest update and will allow you to create new listings more easily, faster, and better. This option is only available for Etsy and Shopify stores. So, within Customily 2.0, we will have four ways of creating new products. If you are working with known print-on-demand providers, you have two options. You can select a product from their catalog and then add an exclusive design that our illustration team has created for you. These are royalty-free designs and clip art that you can freely use and manage. Or you can select a product from the POD catalog and use our design studio to create your own designs that can be personalizable. On the other hand, if you're going to fulfill on your own, you have two similar options. You can automate processes by creating product bases, which are the product mockups of what you want to sell, and will act the same way as the POD products. Then you can add a custom design to the product base or create your own custom designs in a design studio to use over your product base. Each time you combine a product base with a design, a new template is born and linked to a new listing that Customily automatically creates in your store for you. Product bases can be from a POD catalog or your own, and designs can be from Customily's collection or your own. The result will be the same. In the case of POD products, the listing will be connected to the print on demand using an API key. So each time there's a purchase, Customily can automatically send the print file for fulfillment. So more time saving advantages in this. Okay, well, now that we know a bit about where are we standing when it comes to Customily, let's see how it works. When you access Customily for the first time, pay attention and complete the onboarding you will get, as it will help you answer many of the questions stated before. Then you can see the different sections of the app, and based on your answers, you can easily navigate through them. Here we are in the Start section, in here. This is the 2.0 main interface where you can create new products, either using POD products and suppliers or your own product bases. You also have a quick view of your design collection and product-based collection. If you check the left menu, you can see that these two collections have their own sections also. In the templates section, you'll be able to create new templates and also see all the templates created automatically with the 2.0 tools. This is the core section of the app, and you can rename, clone, delete, and edit any template. In the libraries section, you'll be able to upload your personal assets and organize them for quick access and use. You can create colors, fonts, vectors, and image libraries. And this is very important to remember because Customily is an asset manager, not an asset creator. Your images, designs, fonts, etc., will be created or purchased outside of the app. For example, you can create images in Canva, download them in JPG or PNG files, and then organize them in Customily's libraries for later use in templates and designs. In the store section, you can see all the products currently in your store, whether they are draft or active, and see those products linked to Customily, which templates and option sets are loading, and of course, unlink or relink any product. You can also access many settings and styles to customize the front-end experience of your shoppers. The orders section is a new feature and for now is only available for Shopify stores in beta version. Here you will get a register of all orders made using Customily with backup information about the personalization data selected, the preview, and the print file. Nevertheless, this information, personalization information, including the preview file, the print file, and all the data input by your customers, will always be stored in the order dashboard of every e-commerce platform. So it doesn't matter in which e-commerce you're using Customily, all the personalization data will be kept and backup in your order dashboard for that e-commerce. So this order section will be a backup for you later in which you will only see the Customily orders and not the rest of your store orders. Okay, before we start with our product, I would like to know if we have some questions about how Customily works and how you should approach this to begin with. Great, so let's create a product together. Let's create this product together, right? And this particular product is something you may not see on a regular print-on-demand supplier, but it's something you can actually do. Let's place ourselves in the position of having our own workshop and having a computer-noted system in which we have a CNC printer, laser printer that will cut wood and it's going to look really nice. We can start making ornaments with that. And let's say we already make ornaments and we already cut out the POW with the snowflakes. But let's say that we want to take this the next stage and make it customizable, make it so that customers can type in their name. So the regular way of doing this is generate a text field, code it somehow in your store, and make sure customers will type in the name they want, right? So they can also put it in the notes of the order, and that's it. So the next step for you will be to create a proof, send that over, and get customers to approve, change, and modify all the way along. And so taking a lot of time. Like we said before, Customily is here to simplify steps. But of course, it will not solve everything for you. You need to approach this with a clear idea of what you want to do. In this case, let's say we already have our product being sold. And in this case, I'm going to show you, for example, how we have this as a regular image. So this is our product, right? This is what we have been selling so far. And we actually want to add a customizable part to this. So our machine will already be reading this shape. So we probably have the EPS file of this POW shape, right? We have the outline or the fill, so our system can read the shape, and we can actually add a new shape to that, which is going to be a text. The text is going to be the customizable text of a pet, right? So what do we need to begin with this? Is knowing what we want to do. We want to make this customizable. Right now we have an empty product. In fact, we don't have an empty product. We're going to create that right now. So this is my back end. I'm working on Shopify, but for the sake of this particular example, you can use any e-commerce platform like WooCommerce, for example. So we're going to create a new product, and this product is going to be, we're going to call this the POW Wood Ornament live session. So we know we made it today. It's going to be active because we're going to start selling that, and it's going to be on the online store. Our image right now is going to be our base, correct? And that's it. We're going to put a price to this. We're going to set an inventory to this, a collection, which is going to be home decor, for example, or accessories, I don't know. And probably set a weight for this, just so we all get started. Just these are the basics that you need to create a product. Of course, you're going to make a lot of things. You're going to make a nice description. You're going to add a lot of images. You're going to create markets, sales channels, tags, and all things that you know better than I. So let's save it to have this new listing in our store. We can preview this and see this right here. Simple product that I can put the quantities on so and add to cart. As simple as that. But if we want to make this customizable, we need to create a template. Why? Because the template will load on the front end instead of the listing image and will provide a live preview of the customization we input. If we want to input a text content, then when we create the template, we put the text element and the option for the text input will be created automatically. So let's build that together in here. Oh, we have a question. When using a template, will it change the product that I already uploaded to my Shopify store? I'm still a bit confused about the template. Well, the thing is like this, and I think it's a great question to see our next step. This product has been created already, and let's say you're already selling this. So one thing you can do is, of course, create your template, but not until the very last moment, you're going to link to Customily. For that, we're going to go to the store section because it's the one I mentioned is going to show you all the products in your store. Right now, this is the store section. We can see all the option sets for different products, the settings that I mentioned about the style of the preview and the buttons and everything. And the products or link products is the same. It's going to show you everything that is right now in our store. This will be all active draft products. And also we can search for a specific product or filter those linked already to Customily. They will have a checkbox here, a check mark, or not linked. This will help us see which ones we are still in the process of connecting or those working independently of Customily. The power wood ornament is the one we just created and is here, so we can click this and open. Now, this is the part in Customily that you can link the template to the product. Here, you can choose the template you want to link. You can create the options from the template or add another options you created outside or manually or with other products, for example, and save the settings. When you save this product, basically you're giving the instructions to your e-commerce platform to load the template and the options on the front end. So this, let me refresh this. So you see this process of loading Customily will show up in your front end. Nothing more and nothing less. So if you later don't want to use Customily in this particular product, come here and just the same way I'm going to pick, let me just pick one template, the one we use for the previews, right? So if you have this template, you just click on the X and save it. And now this product becomes the original listing again. No instructions for loading templates will show up. That's basically the process in which you can link or unlink any template to any product. So nothing will happen to the original product. Nothing will be changed about the original product. You're going to be adding an extra plugin that will connect a lot of customization information to that particular product and that particular order when purchased. In fact, we don't manage stock, price, or quantities. You can freely do that always in your e-commerce, and Customily will just add the information, but give you also the live preview and print file experience on the front end. Also, if you have a template connected here, a link, and you make changes to the template because you realize you wanted to move something up, down, or adjust a size or a font or whatever, and you save that template, since each time you load a product, you load the template in the last version, all changes that you make will always update on the front end. The same goes with the options. So once you make a connection, you don't need to to always be connecting each time you make a small change in your template or your options. You may create the options and realize that you may want to change text, or you want to add an extra option, and we're going to see that now. So in those cases, you're always welcome to do changes inside Customily, and they will refresh here right away. So standing in here, we realize we need to create a template. And so we go to the template section. And well, you may have some or not, I do have a lot, but here you have the chance to create a new template. This will open the design studio in Customily, and we can start seeing what steps we need to take to create our template. First of all, let's put a name on this. Pow wood ornament. Okay. Very important about the template. Like I said before, you have the preview and the print file. So you're watching the preview on the storefront, and Customily is creating the print file on the back end. So those two stages, those two documents, they will coexist on the template. And you need to design both of them. So you make sure that whatever customers type or see on the preview will reflect on the print the way you want. And that's the beauty of that. You can separate print and preview on the aesthetics part, but they will always coexist on the same template. So when you create a new template, you can start with a specific size for printing purposes, right? Like my ornament is like 8 centimeters by 8 centimeters, or inches or pixels or whatever. And you can later modify the print file and also the preview. So to begin with, let's say we already have our print file. Why? Because we are already printing our POW. So instead of creating a blank page, we can upload a file, the same file we're using for printing. Now I have this POW CNC file here in EPS. Remember, these assets will be shared. And I can upload this to Customily for printing purposes. Just the same way I'm doing right now with my own machine. The advantage is that I can add a lot of things. And now you see a lot of tools to add customization in the design studio. So this is a vector outline that will print exactly what I want. In fact, Customily allows you to export the print file after the customization in many formats. We have Illustrator format, image formats, we have vector formats. So whatever your machine needs, we can put it here. Now, what else can we add to this particular design? This is already working for us, but we also want to maybe add text boxes. We may want to add straight or curved text boxes, image placeholders and vectors placeholder. These placeholder objects are for your customers to upload images. Right now, we are actually printing in black and white, but let's say you're printing on PNGs or PDFs, and you want full color, and you want your customers to upload their holiday photos or whatever to the design. These placeholders are the ones you need to have. Then we have street map and star map features, so you can offer customization of different locations, different times of the year, and also change the styles of both map tools. Finally, dynamic images or dynamic vectors. These dynamic objects are tools for you to upload your own creations, your own graphics, your own vectors, your own designs. So remember, we talk about libraries and we talk about creating the assets outside of Customily. These are the tools for you to upload them. And keep in mind that if you create, for example, I don't know, a dynamic image, you see the icon has 4 small images. This is a quick remembering that you can put not just one, but many images inside the same object. When you upload one image, basically you're uploading like a background or an image that's going to show all the time. But if you upload 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images, you're giving customers choices. Customily understands that as choices. So Having 5 backgrounds here in this object will let customers pick those backgrounds and so on. So keeping in mind these tools and checking out previous live sessions where we cover these tools really deep and with detail, you will understand how everything works. Today, we're going to go and simply create a text box, right? So this is our text box. Because we have been doing our homework and we know we want to print a certain type of text, a certain font, maybe a font that is stick together so our printer can doesn't have to make any holes and stuff like that. So this is the part in which you provide the technical input for this. But to get you inspired and understanding, if you create a text box, you can play around with, of course, the size and position and rotation and everything in the transform tab, but also you can play with the fonts in the character section, as well as the sizes of the fonts, and also play with the colors and play with prefixes and suffixes. In this case, we're going to play with the fonts. Let's upload a font of our own. So you start off with always with Arial, and you can add as many fonts as you want to your database, and always pick fonts and preview them here to have the customers use that font. If you pick many fonts in different options, you will offer font choices, and Customily will read these 6 options and create options for each font. So whenever you pick a font, you change that in the text. That's very automated on our side. But let's say we don't have any fonts and we want to upload from our computer. We click on the plus button here and we find this Sweet Sensations Personal. That's the one. So now Sweet Sensations is in our database and I can find that in here. Sweet Sensations. I already had that, okay, but we see that here. So now we have in the option 1 this font. Looks like that, pretty small, right? That's because we actually need to make it bigger. On this particular box, we can fit right now 50 point in maximum size, but that's because we can go bigger. So if we start making this bigger or type, I don't know, 300, you'll see that 300 is also something you can do. Let's say 500. Okay, so 500 also can be done. And 700. Okay, no, we stopped at 552. That's how big we can go in this box. And now we can reshape this box and try to position whatever you want. So think about how many letters and how complex your pet will be named. Try to test this box to the worst case scenario. Being realistic, of course, not typing like this. So if you go to type to try your text in top here, you can do this, but this is not really a correct test. You want to offer something like that. So it will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, 8 characters top, something like that. Something like that. And let's say, so now we see the worst case scenario will be 8 characters trying to have wide characters like W's, like H and stuff like that. Play as much as you want. And we can adjust this to see if we may want to print this so far like this. I'm probably going to like this. Try to bring it inside the printable area so the edges will always try to match this. Of course, if I go with an L here or an F, it may go outside. Well, that's the printing printing chances, I guess. But this can also be later adjusted. Let's try to think that, okay, this is the way I want this to look. And if I reduce my number of characters, I should be able to still keep stuff, well, not in here because now we are in the limits of what we want to print. So In these case scenarios, we may have alternatives for you, but oops, try it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 letters, for example, and we practice in this stage. We play around and we try to make the most of the space we have and the options we have. Try to make this bigger. Let's go like, I don't know, 800. And the minimum size may be 500, and that's it. So now we know, even if we keep typing, at some point we cannot go any smaller than 500. That's very important because if we put 50, we are allowing, and I can click and hold on the I, we can go this small, and we don't want this to happen. We don't want people to keep typing and making sure they go so small that it's going to be impossible to print. So our minimum size will control the limits of what the customer can put, right? So let's go with like that. So this could be a nice example. 7 letter, 8 letter. Okay, perfect. And that's it. So far so good. We may be ready to make this our new print file, right? And we can click next and jump to the preview stage. The preview stage will have two choices to begin with. You can start with a background color, or you can start with a background image. If you have a simple mockup product and you want to just put the text on top of that image, you may start with a background image. If you have, for example, t-shirts or whatever that has many colors, you may want to start with a background color and then add images with the different colors. So it's up to you to see which one of these you want to go. You can always reset and start again. But right now, what I want to do is the following. I want to upload a background image, and I want to use my POW-based background image, right? So now I have my text here, right? I don't see much of my text, but guess what? You may print in black, but you can actually change your preview color to something more real. Think about jewelry. In the jewelry part, you are going to be printing in black, probably engraving in black, but you want to show in silver, gold, or rose gold. So now let's position this in our mockup version, right? I think the edges were the ones that will give me the advantage, like that. Okay, great. So this is our new print. In fact, I'm thinking that this should be bigger, so we may want to come back later. If we are not happy with this, or we are thinking we should be making things bigger, just let's go back and extend this to see if we can go bigger. We cannot go bigger. You see, we are in the 800 limit. So let's go to, yeah, be certain that whatever we do is going to be as big as possible. This is going to be too big. We don't want that. So let's try to control this in here and here. For example, this, right? So we made corrections to the print. We are going back to the preview. Obviously, these corrections will be can be reset again. Don't worry about that. Okay, that. So now let's change the color again, like that. And probably going to find, yeah, something like that. And let's reduce this so we are within what we want. You see, the proportion will never change because this is something that is going to be printed. We are just taking this and positioning this on top of our mockup. Okay, so if we grab the text and we try, we're going to see the following. This looks pretty nice, but it could be possible that we may find certain scenarios like this in which the text seems to be go out above our printing. So we always offer the chance for you to improve and enhance the user experience for the realism part. And for that, we only allow for a dynamic image upload in this stage of the preview. So you can keep adding images to this stage, not new items, new text, new placeholders, but you can add images. Why would you add image? Because sometimes an image will give you texture, will give you a frame or a mask that will conceal the extra information, like I don't know. I recall, I think there was like the J or something. You see, this going out could not be what you want for the sake of the preview. So in that case, you can grab your dynamic image and put another graphic. What other graphic would you put? And this is the part in which you may need your design skills or a designer that will help you and turn this, which is a common um, image, into this. What's the difference, you may ask? You see, the difference right now is that this middle is transparent and the rest is opaque. If I put this image on top of my design, I will be concealing whatever is not in the transparent part. This is what we call a mask or an overlay. Let me show you this in Customily. Let's upload this basic, this is a PNG basically. It's a basic image that we selected part of it to be transparent. See, these two items are transparent. And so if I go here and I fit to the canvas, what I will do is I will constrain and hide certain elements on the edges to make sure that my preview looks actually more realistic. Perfect? Maybe yes, maybe not. Maybe this is not the best of the perfect products, but you're giving the customers a great idea of what's going to look like just by putting one image on top of the other. Okay, so we are all said and done, and we can actually save, click next to save the template. When we save the template, we get a chance to see both pieces of the template in action. We see the print and the preview. And you can also test it, so you better understand how Customily works. You are going to type your content. Customers will customize. They will preview this. And then when they purchase, Customily will create this. That's how you avoid errors and some details stuff that you may find, or proofing coming back and forth. What if you put together your template to be accurate and precise on the preview and the print? Whatever they see will get printed, and it's going to save you a lot of time. So save it. Once you save it, you can go back to the template section or go to the store section with this button. Now we can find our not linked product here, open that, and choose our template. Like that. So now we can find Power Wood Ornament. When you pick a template, you can create the options automatically given that template. So what will the system do? Find all the elements, for example, placeholders, text elements, etc. Then find the settings inside of those options. In the case of text, it's going to try and find if we have font options, color options, and the same goes with the images. If you're going to have many images, it's going to create the options for the images and stuff. So it's very automated on the first stage. And now that we created the options and we have the template, we save. We go to click on the icon to preview this on the store. Now it's here open, but let's go away. And now Customily is loading for the first time. Now we have the text here, and we can type, yeah, why not, like this. It looks pretty nice, right? And now that we made it, we can improve it. So how can we improve this? For example, text 1 doesn't look pretty nice. So let's change that, because we're changing stuff in this area. We are changing stuff in the options. So if we go to the setting of the product, we can click on this to open the option set. The option set will give you the options available and the chance for you to preview them. And basically, we have only text one. If we click on the pencil, we can edit this and start playing around. Like, okay, so option label will be type your pet's name. Okay. We can suggest something like, for example, we said, yeah, Hunter will be a suggestion. Placeholders are suggestions. We may do use our help text area to add some disclaimer, for example, like says final results may vary. I don't know. This is entirely up to you, but you see it's updating here like a small suggestion. Then we can limit the number of characters to 8, for example, and even restrict. We may want to restrict that we have no spaces, so only letters and no spaces, because spaces may not be nice for the printing part. So we are in full control of what we want our customers to type in. And that's it. This is us modifying the existing option. But what about creating new options? We can add an option, like empty option, okay, and choose from different type of options like drop downs or swatches in which we can add swatch values and put thumbnails and stuff, or we can go to image uploads to and create this button. But let's say, for example, we are going to put a checkbox. This checkbox could be something that you want to add as an extra information. And let's say we're going to put this like this. Don't like the preview, request like that. So customers may like the preview and purchase, or may not like the preview and want to check this. This will indicate you in the order information that you may need to contact this customer and go deep into what they want. But at least you will have the information to begin with, and that's a great start. These are just things you can customize on your own in any way you want, just to create the user experience that will do a great customization flow on the front end. So if we save the option set, we don't need to do anything else. We don't need to relink anything because everything is linked already. So all we have to do is refresh. And now there's something, a different way of presenting this information, right? Nothing more than that. And we have the constraints and stuff. And in fact, we can do 1, 2, 3, hit space and not allow space. Okay. That's how you modify the options any way you want. Let's say, how would you modify the template again? Why would I want to modify the template? Because you see, we have a depth. This is a wooden piece of material, and our text is not looking like that. Guess what? We can sort of trick out this effect, and it's what you saw here, right? If you type something, you see there's an effect in here, replicating what we see. There's a trick for that, and let me show you how. In Customily, we can always jump straight to our template by clicking here. This will open another tab and show us exactly the template we want. Always we can rename, we can clone, delete, but if I want to edit, I just click around here or in the edit button and I will edit this. So how can we add some depth and some sort of effect that we have some thickness in our design? There's a trick for that, and we are going to do clones. We are going to duplicate this text and create a cloned version, right? This cloned version, we're going to change the color to something brown, like a drop shadow or something like that. Save. So what about this interesting? Yes, the cloned version is on top. We don't want that. We want this to click, hold, and drag down so it's below. We can lock the original layer so we don't move it by accident, and grab this like that. So it seems like we are creating the effect, but not as much as we want, because we want like something very deep and heavy, and not like a drop shadow. We want something glued together to the object. So nothing stopped us from actually duplicating again and moving this here, right? And I don't know if it was 3 or 4, I don't recall, but let's duplicate again and put this in here like that. See how the effect is? Yeah, that's a nice effect. Let's do one more. Yeah. Like that. So now we do have a really great effect. And because these are all clonal versions, they have the same ID and they will respond to the same original one. So if I type, I see everything changing at the same time. Of course, we don't want any of these clones to be printed. We just want the original one because this is a EPS file. So let's just hide them all for the printing instance. And that's it. Now, because we created new items, we can jump to the preview and manage all these new elements the same way. So let's drag the original one in here and pick all these that are hidden like that. They are in an all out position, to be honest. So let's lock this. Let's present this. Also, it's pretty big, actually. Yeah. So let's resize this until we are happy with the original size. And then we're going to change the just one like that, that, and that. Close, close, close. Not that close. Okay. Pretty much in there. Okay. So now we can drop this shadow again, exactly the same way we did for when we tested the printing, trying to match the original one. Yeah. And one thing we can do about this text element is to pick another color. So it's more real and like that. So let's actually do something darker. Yeah. And we can open this, grab the code, copy. Oh, Control C to copy. Yeah. And grab the other elements. Like this one will have the same color. Save. And this one will have the same color. Save. Okay. And the last. Check out how it looks. It's not that nice, but we're going to stay with that. Same effect as before. We're going to type something and see that change. Now, the advantage is because we have this mask, we are certain that nothing will escape to the edges, and we are still going to see the effect. Just like that. And as an extra, and I didn't use it because it's not that nice on the light colors, we can add textures in the preview. So we have a wood texture. It's going to darken this a lot. So we may want to play around with the sanded or maybe with the felt. No, there was like a brushed effect like that. So there are textures that we can apply to that, and maybe not for the original one, but what about the rest? We can actually, yes, apply the texture, the brush texture to the background, so that will look more like that, right? And let me see if I just apply that really fast to the others, just to create the effect. So you can always make it look nicer and better. So that's, yeah, some slight close to what we want, or could have the effect. And now we click next and we save. Again, the shadows are not showing on the print, they are showing on the front only. Changing changing altogether, and we can save. After we save the template, we don't need to reconnect anything. We just need to go back to the templates and refresh. If you create the don't like the preview box, is it correct that you will need to change your fulfillment status for automatic to another status that will pause production until you approve it? Well, because this is actually my own product and my own fulfillment, I don't need to pause anything. In case you are going to be using print-on-demand providers that have API connection and so they have automatic fulfillment, yes, if you're going to be offering that choice because you're going to be doing extra post-production, for example, you may need to stop the automatic fulfillment on the side of the print-on-demand. But in these cases, because you are your own fulfillment, you basically either grab the print file from Customily and send out for printing, or see that note on the order and download the print file, contact your customer, and ask them what else they want to do. Having the original print file from Customily will save you also a lot of time, and you don't have to do stuff from scratch. Probably they typed something in particular and they didn't like the way the letter ended up in here, or they wanted to do, I don't know, team. And yeah, actually, I want team to be bigger. I want team to be close to the edge, or team here. So those small things that we cannot fully control on the preview or the print, you can do it with the EPS file. So having that check will at least give you the heads up that the customer needs something else that the preview cannot give, because this is a font basically and not a vector element that you can stretch out any way you want. But at least you're probably going to be fulfilling a lot of orders because people will type something, they will like it, and they will need this. One thing I want to do is I want a nice picture of a customized version. So I'm going to type something that I like. I'm going to click on the preview, and I'm going to right click here to save this to be my listing to photo. Yeah, because I have a listing there. Yeah. Now that I have that image in my computer, I can go to Shopify, to the product that I created already, and add that listing, right? And probably going to do like that and that. So now my main image is this, and that's it. So if I were to refresh, my new listing photo will be Charlie, yeah, and I will have the empty one in here, like any other listing. But we can pull a lot of examples with the preview button. There's a question about which theme we recommend. We usually don't recommend any themes because Customily is designed to integrate with any theme based on the gallery, the form, and the add to cart button. So as long as you have all those free items, Customily will recognize them and load the preview, load the options, and connect the event to the add to cart. It's very important because you can actually force or fix this to be, for example, a required field. Let's say I go back to our product here, open the options, and open the text input and check this as required. So save it, back to the product, refresh, and if I go add to cart, I will get this. You forgot this. Yeah, so that's a really cool feature, and that's why we need to make an intervention on the preview, on the gallery, on the form, and the add to cart. So any theme that has that clear, we integrate seamlessly. And if they are custom coded, we may need special access to check it out and do the necessary fixings to your Customily scripts to detect your particular theme. Let's see, we have some other questions. The particular goal of this live session is that you see that nothing is impossible with Customily. You always get an outside so exit, so you never get to commit to a particular preview or fulfillment, but you're giving a great experience that's going to probably check out a lot of options right there. Well, I really hope you have things more clear now as to how Customily works and how you can create templates from scratch, connect them to your Customily, your existing products on any e-commerce, and how the options create automatically. But you can later play around with anything you want. You can edit the templates, you can edit the options, and shape things up to be the best possible scenario for your customers, not only the preview, but also the option flow as well. I hope, remember we have an excellent support team available to help you during your first steps and assist you with anything you need. Don't hesitate to reach them via email. You can open also a live chat in the app during business hours. And you can join our Facebook communities where you can ask questions and share tips with other users of the app. And that's all for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Morena, for typing so fast and answering a lot of questions. We're going to see you next week with new live session, new products, and great ideas for you. So have a great day.